The latest book from International Pollster John Zogby, The Way Will Be, looks to dispel the myth of the United States as an isolated, politically fragmented society, although it didn't start out that way.
And it was a story of how tens of millions of Americans, I believed, were giving up on the American dream. And what I discovered, in the course of doing specific targeted surveys for this book and then all the other work that I do, is that nothing could be further from the truth. And
It's by looking to the trends of the past that Zogby forms ideas of where things are headed. And with the new administration set to take office amid the greatest financial crisis in 70 years, the future can look pretty tough for those stepping into power. Zogby says that his polls have yet to test the reaction of Americans to the individual appointments to President-elect Barack Obama's cabinet, but he says that overall Obama is so far receiving very high marks, despite some criticism for those he's surrounding himself with.
now, for those who pay very close attention, the critics, the pundits, sure, there are those who will say, hey, this is heavily Bill Clinton, we thought Obama was going to be his man. But the reality of the situation is that when you elect a Democrat or a Republican, you also elect a good chunk of that establishment.
And as everyone, Democrat or Republican, wait to see what Obama's economic team will put forth in an effort to diminish this crisis, Zogby says research shows we will all have a long way to go before the end.
This, unfortunately, according to a consensus of economists, is an L-shaped recession. We have not hit bottom yet, and then the recovery is very, very slow.
Zogby says his research shows the current recession will have a long-lasting impact on the world's current population, making many of us
better citizens of the planet. In other words, we'll be less wasteful, we'll be more respectful to others, we'll get along better with other nations, simply because we're so interrelated, and we will feel that interrelation.
Dave Dellecese, News Channel 2.